Hey, what's up guys, Rudy here. I really wanted to get into this idea of scapegoating. I think I really truly believe that scapegoating and gaslighting are kind of in the same ballpark when it comes to dealing with people. Especially when you're dealing with people that you're trying to get them to see things your way. And a really good example is that video I shared in my community post where a lady is talking about how Carl Jung basically gaslit her in order to show her the kind of horrible, selfish person she was. And according to her own words, they're having a conversation. According to her story, they're having a conversation. Carl Jung is basically not putting up with her crap because she's going to a psychologist. She's going to Jung, wanting almost like going to an astrologer, like to get your horoscope read or your palm read or something. Like she wants to know what she should do with her life. She wants somebody else to put the blame on, to give her advice on what she should do with her career, her advice to her career and her life, in order to kind of shift the blame in case something goes wrong. That's what people do when they're asking for advice. That way, when you give them advice and the advice is horrible and nothing goes their way, they can point the finger at you and go, "You're the one who told me to do this." Okay, that's what she was doing. And Carl Jung, being the genius that he is, the master of his craft that he was, saw right through it and basically called her out. Isn't going along with the crap, right? I don't know how the conversation went verbatim, but I could only imagine with me, the way I deal with people and the stories I've heard on Jesse's show, which is really eye-opening, and dealing with people personally in my life, my direct, immediate blood family and family. Just knowing the way people are. I truly know how this conversation between Jung and this woman went. And he's not going along with the bull crap. He's basically telling her, according to her, she's playing the victim and going, why is everyone mean to me? And he goes, why are you mean to others? And she gets all emotional. She starts with the vibrations. The emotions start coming and she storms out and goes to her own psychiatrist for a whole year before it dawns on her one morning, according to her, right? She wakes up one morning and she's like, what is wrong with me? Like, why am I so mean? I'm the one putting myself in this own hell. I love my hell, essentially. And I'm putting words in her mouth, right? Because I'm trying to relate this to what I've said in the past in my own videos. But that was necessary. Like, Carl Jung had to gaslight his own patient and had to scapegoat the patient, put all the sin onto her, and to look at her and say, what are you doing wrong? This is your own doing. This is your sin. All this victimhood crap. You're victimizing others your whole life, and you don't even realize it. This is why you suffer, is what Jung is saying, Carl Jung. And I'm making a very big claim here because I'm claiming to speak for Jung. And Jung's a genius. Like, that dude's in a whole other level. But I feel like I understand him. And this is necessary. Like the things I say on my channel about women, about mothers, about fathers, about people, I'm scapegoating every single person that I speak about. I'm scapegoating my own audience. I'm putting them on the cross, the same way people blame Jesus. Because in order for his message to reach their ears, he had to be sacrificed. There had to be a blood sacrifice. And that's what scapegoating means. And that's the way I'm going to die one day. Like, things I say aren't going to make sense to anybody, not even my own family, not to my daughter, not to my wife, not to my mother-in-law. None of it will make sense until I'm put on the cross, until I'm dead, until there's blood. And I've already predicted this. I've accepted this about myself. There's a joke that Jesse says in his radio show, in his Sunday service, that you can tell these things to a woman, to a female, to a mother, to a wife, and they'll go 50 years, 60 years of misery before they finally understand. And you're dead in the ground, you being a man, right? Me being the man, dead in the ground, and I have to die first in order for any of this to make sense. And I used to say this too. I'd be like, I'd tell my wife things, or I'd tell my daughter things, and I would make a joke with Karina. I'd say, you know, it's probably going to take about 30, 40 years. I'll be dead, and I'll just have to die first before they understand. And I used to say this, not really understanding what I'm saying, and then it finally hit me today, this morning, when I was watching that video with the lady talking about Carl Jung, C.G. Jung, and it's like, wow, that's it. That's it. Like, Carl Jung had to die. He had to, like, blood had to be spilled before his ideas really got going, before they really took off. Same with Jesus. Same with guys like, I don't know, Marcus Aurelius or whoever, Plato. Like, they had to be sacrificed before any of their ideas began making sense with anybody. And I've accepted this about myself, that I'm going to be nailed on the cross before any sense is made by the people who know me. And that's sad. Like, there's a certain sadness that comes over me when thinking about that. But at the same time, it's like, it's joyful. Like, I was like happy in a way. It's so weird. Like, I can't put it into words. It's impossible to put it into words. Gosh. And it's like Carl Jung wasn't trying to piss this woman off. He wasn't trying to make this woman angry. And he knew ahead of time. This is how brilliant he was. Like, he knew that this patient was going to come back and say, you know what, I see your point. A year later, because she calls up to his office and talks to the secretary. The secretary's like, oh yeah, he's been expecting you. He told me to make a room on his schedule for when you'd call. And that's amazing. That's so funny, man. Like, I understand this dude. Like, this dude is like, wow. Like, what a funny guy. He must be like just a joy to be around. Like, you can just fucking bullshit with this dude and he'll bullshit with you back. He just comes off that way. From the way people talk about him and the things he says and the way he acts and the way he responds to people. And the non-judgment, the no judgment that he has with people. It's fucking crazy. Like, what, this was the last shaman on earth. And I could say that, like, without hesitation, the last guru, the last fucking, like, real guru. Not all these fake gurus like Krishnamurti or Sadhguru or whoever the hell. Like, these dudes are just like little toddlers against Mike Tyson. And like, I feel like I understand this guy. Like, really understand him. And this lady that he had to gaslight is like, you can just tell that not only was she in hell, but she was putting her family in hell as well. Just by her actions. Like, projecting onto others and victimizing others, all the while going, poor little me. Oh, why are people mean to me? Boo-hoo, right? Y'all have heard that story before. I guarantee you, like, so many of you have mothers that are like this. You just won't admit it. You definitely won't admit it to me because you'd be proving me right. The last thing some of y'all want to do is prove me right. And that's fine. I wish y'all the best. Like, you can stay in your little hell and love your mommy all you want. Keep loving your mommy. You don't really love her, by the way, because you see her as a person you can get shit out of. You see her as somebody whose feelings you don't want to hurt. You see your family as some kind of just some people you have to deal with. Or you can get bullshit out of her. You can ask for money. You can just, go at their house and hang out and In case something goes wrong, you got a place to say. It's like, this is the way you see your family, and that's not love. You don't love your family. You do not. And I have no problem shaming the people in my audience who do this. I'm gonna gaslight the shit out of y'all. I'm gonna scapegoat the shit out of y'all. That's just the way it's gonna be. Deal with it. You know, maybe one day y'all will find peace. Maybe one day you'll come back to me, you'll resubscribe or come back to my video and look, hey Rudy, I've been thinking about what you told me, and I wouldn't have forgave my parents, I wouldn't have forgave my mother, and once I did, I saw exactly what you meant, man, and it's like, I just feel like my eyes are open. It's like, maybe one day you'll come back and tell me that. I'm not counting on it, I'm really not. There's only been one person that's done that. Out of all the people I've talked to in real life, out of all the people I've talked to in the comments section, all the advice I give in the comment section, and that's fine. You don't have to take my advice. It's really not my business to be giving advice anyway, right? Who the fuck am I to say anything about your life? Even though I've said 1,001 times, man, the repeating mythos, we're all repeating the same dumb story. Every single one of you thinks you have this epic, unique story that you can tell me when we're all going through the same bullshit. I've heard these stories over and over and over again. You're not saying anything new. You're not telling me anything new. This little victim card the most of y'all play, like, it's not new. Nothing new's under the sun. This is the shit that Carl Jung went through. This is the shit Jesus saw. Yeah, I have no problem putting myself up there like that. I said it before in my video about enlightenment. You're no different than Jesus and Buddha. I'm no different than Jesus and Buddha. You're no different from me. I'm no different from you. You understand? You probably don't, but that's cool. And what's it going to take to trigger your shadow? What's it going to take to piss you off? What's it going to take to get you to unsubscribe? Do I have to take it that far? I'm trying to tell y'all a story. Jericho Green, man. Any of y'all seen Jericho Green? He's funny. So many of y'all are going through trauma. And you keep denying it. Oh, I love my mommy. I love my mommy. You do not. If you say you love your mother, you don't. And I know that don't make sense right now. But the minute you just scratch the surface, man, think a little bit about your past, you'll find something to be pissed off about her about. And that's what you need to forgive her for. Maybe she's too nice. Maybe she was mean that one time. Maybe she's nice all the time, and every now and then she flips out. You just never know when she's going to flip out. That's what you need to forgive her for. That right there. Or she's too nice and she's weak. You need to forgive her for that. Anything that triggers your little brain about your mommy, you need to go and forgive her for that. That's what I'm talking about. This is all on you. It's up to you to figure out what it is. I'm just telling you the steps you need to take. You need to approach her, go up to her and say, you know what, mother, you really ticked me off when you did this one day. I've been holding it against you. I've been judging you for these things. And I realize that I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Not me personally, but you saying this. You're wrong for judging your mother, for being angry at your mother, for being angry at your father, for what he did to your mom, for leaving you in a trailer park, whatever the hell. Whatever it is. I don't know the specifics. Leave a comment and tell me about it. I'll help you out. What's it gonna take, man? Do I really have to gaslight everybody? Do I really have to scapegoat your mother? Do I have to scapegoat women just to get you to open your eyes? Really? That's so sad. What a sad world we live in. You know what? That's the only thing that, I broke down, might have been like 2 videos ago. And the reason I broke down was that, I don't know if y'all could tell, my voice kind of started cracking a little bit, but the very specific reason I was talking about how the only person who's ever helped me in my life was a white man who was my high school band director. And not a single fucking person in my family, in my direct family, all a bunch of loser Mexicans who couldn't set me to the side and say, hey, you need to get your shit together. Hey, these people, these blacks that you're seeing on the Cosby Show, these blacks that you're seeing on Family Matters, it doesn't matter if they're black. What matters is that the man and the woman are married, they're sticking together, and they're making it work. That's what matters. Not a single person in my family told me that. And that's what gets to me. That's what makes me cry. That's what makes me weep. I'm not some weak little bitch, man. Because it's like, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about that little boy, those little boys, those children that suffer because of what their wicked parents do to them, their wicked mothers and their wicked grandmothers. That's what starts getting to me. That's the only thing that gets to me. Without a doubt. When there's adults in their life that could have stopped this trauma and they don't, that's what bothers me. Okay? Literally the only thing that bothers me in this world is when I start thinking about that little boy, my past. That's not me anymore. I'm not that person. I look back on that little boy and think, not a single person told him. Not a single person set him to the side and explained these things. Nobody had patience with him. His own mother just wanted to get drunk and smoke and drink. And that's it. That's all she cared about, and that's fine. I'm actually really, really grateful. Thanks, Mom. You taught me the kind of parent that I don't need to be. Amazing. I wish I could thank her. Anyway, guys, y'all have a nice night.
I felt that Jung should tell me what I should do, whether I should write a book, whether I should get a divorce, what I should do. And he wouldn't. And so I got mad at him. And I said, why is everybody so mean to me? And he said, why are you so mean to everybody? So I stormed out. And you got what I said there. I said to him, why is everybody so mean to me? And he said, why are you so mean to everybody? That was the trigger point. I was gone for a year. And I wrote him, I don't know. Every now and then I'd sit down at the typewriter and write him what a son of a bitch I thought he was. And how when I first got to Europe, everyone thought he was a charlatan. I thought he was too. And I didn't, he was the most conceited, vain man. And I really had a great time. And
you sent all these letters?
Sent the letters, of course I did. And I thought, I hope he drops dead of a stroke. And I felt very good. I just felt fine. When I can get mad, I can lose 5 pounds just by getting mad. It's just the adrenaline goes, and I just think, it's the opposite of poor little me. And I don't care, they let the world go and stuff it up. I don't care what happens to them. And one morning I woke up and I began to laugh. I thought, for God's sake, what's been going on here? What a jackass you. And suddenly I realized, sure, he really hit it. And so I phoned Miss Schmidt, Fräulein Schmidt, and asked if I could have an appointment. And she laughed and said, oh, yes, she said, Professor Jung told me to save some time for you. He thought you'd be calling shortly.